Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Kathy, for allowing me to share my experience as to how I got into Billy Meier's material. It was a long journey. The journey was started from confusion. The confusion about our education we received from our institutions. The education we received doesn't make sense except for a few. For an example, during the early stage of a schooling, we learn 2 and 2 makes 4. We did not understand what it was. Later, we checked the answer 2 and 2 makes 4. We use our fingers and count 4 fingers, and 2 and 2 make 4 that we see through our eyes and we understand it is true. So if the true is never changed, that stays the same always. So anyone can talk about it in any language, from anywhere, for any time. But the amount for never change. It always be the same. But it's not true with everything else we learn in the school. Another example, we ask a question, how many planets are there in our solar system? We will get more than one answer. Over there in the temple, they have 9 statues, clearly marked and named, where we got the information and we believe that we have 9 planets. But we can't take it as true. We need some more information to substantiate this result. We continue to look for the result for the truth. We got Sumerian clay tablets. That tablets, very old documents coming from over 8,000 years old we have on earth. That document says we have 10 planets. Now we are more confused and we ask our scientists. They said we have 9 planets. Same scientist later came back, the International Aeronautic Union, they said we have 8 planets. We made one planet, the Pluto, into dwarf planet, so we have 8. Our inability here, we don't have proper technology to fly above our solar system and physically count the planets, available planets. Even the International Aeronautic Union did not have that facility. They got information from satellites and some arithmetic calculations. They put up a number for us. Our problem here, we have to wait to get the proper technology for us to fly above our solar system and physically count the number of available planets. It's not going to happen right away. We have to wait for another 200 or 300 years. We put the things away and wait for the time comes. We had an issue at the time I was in the university preparing for my LLB degrees. Questions how it was possible for the Allies who won the Second World War to go to the Germany and establish a judiciary system and deliver justice to the German citizen. My understanding was the administrative and judiciary systems are the will of the people of that country. Their will clearly reflected from their constitution. The constitutions are unique. It is not that one size fits for all. So how it's possible for UK or USA to use their own constitution to govern the people of another country? I thought of that maybe I was missing, there should be a principle. So I had to find the missing principle, if any, there. I studied the available documents at the time, and I found the Allies had a severe problem about the detainees they had, the POW and others they had in their custody. Several billions. They don't know what to do with them, how to deal with that. There are several discussions. During one discussion, the German, as a solution, they propose that we will get certain amount of the POWs and you take the balance, or we will kill them all. In this time, USA side said, no, we can't kill the people. It will be a clear violation of human right. So we will put these detainees through a court system and wait for the courts what they are going to tell us. Here, at this point of time, a picture, a scene has been created in the mind of the people that Russians do not care for the human right. They don't respect, but Americans do. So what happened was later I examined the instruction given to the judges and the lawyers that the US and UK appoint. Whatever you argue, whatever you defend, the judgment is death. That's the instruction given to the judge. So here you look at that. Everything is same. One is the Russian is straightforward, and they are doing it behind the scenes. So I wanted to study another project of USA. It's called HARP, High Frequency Active Aurora Research Program. They launched. They initially told us to the public, we are going to study the phenomenon of the ionosphere, how it affects our radio signal. We need a strong and clear signal so that we can use that signal to communicate with submarines underwater. It's good, it looks good, but it's not the truth. It is only a face mask. The program is very dangerous, powerful. You can call it war weapons. Only one country have it. It is a weather manipulator. You can create tsunamis. You can activate volcanoes. You can burn down a part of the country. You can even mentally disable people you don't like. Or even you shoot down any flying objects from the sky. And much more. Nobody knows until the Japanese chase out the source that created the energy source. They created a tsunami and damaged their nuclear reactor. They ended up at the Alaskan facility. A lot of controversies and opposition from all over the world, finally, the USA handed over the Alaskan facility to the Fairbanks University of Alaska. Still, the facility is under US observation and control. Doesn't matter for them. There is another facility far more powerful than the Alaskan one in Greenland. We don't know anything else they have in the north or south. In this research, another combined with Apollo 11 lies and cover-up as for last month Francisco's explanation, the American government, the super government, have an agenda, have a protocol, a hidden. That protocol was tested, error-free, and put in place. Everyone coming in succession have to follow this protocol called Fantastic Moria. The Fantastic Moria, their protocol hidden, everyone follow that. That's what the Francisco was putting together. Now, we have to study the human mind, how it works. Well, I pick up the principle from criminal law that called mens rea, actus reus, and causation, and so on. I don't want to study the legality of it. I want to know how the human mind, from the first day they started to think, that developed and branched out into today's science, government, and other religions, all three branches. How this branch out? I studied very old material that was available for me, but I couldn't find a clear path for any of these branches. It looked like these are imported from outer world. But I picked up a lot of information, very interesting. The people lived on this earth from time immemorial, practicing as a custom and practices. I can share a couple of incidents with you. Changing name. If somebody died from a family, the family members and friends have to change their name before the body is taken out. If a king selected, he have a name. He the only person hold his name. Every others, the similar name has to be changed. Say the king selected, his name was a tiger. Though the tiger's name has to be changed. Tomorrow morning, the tiger have another name. Say the king had the name, say beetle, that leaves the people shoe. We have to change the name of the beetle. They changed the name into red mouth. Some section of the people, they never utter, never say, spell their name through their teeth. They never say. The officials have difficulties getting information from this type of people those days. If we go and ask him, what's your name? They don't answer. Some answer, I don't understand your question. Some guys say, I don't have a name. Some other guy say, ask the other person. He's appoint the person next to him. That person can spell his name a million times, but not he. Why? These people was believing that spelling his own name is amount to death. They don't want to die. So they never spell their name. Killing the king. The king those days selected has to be young and very energetic. Then only the people get the harvest and get fruits from the trees in abundance. If the king start losing his energy, they don't get the harvest or they don't get the fruit from the trees, that they all will die. They found a simple math. Before we die, we kill you, the king. The king will be killed and replaced with a young person. So it is very difficult those times for the kings to keep their appearance very clean, with young appearance. There should not be blemishes, little blemish like your hair is changing or your teeth a little bit or eyesight. No, they don't tolerate any of this. They will be killed. The king have a lot of wives. One of the wives got out in the morning and walked to the temple, covering her head with white cloth. It's a clear notice to the public that the king will be killed in an hour. She walked direct to the temple and complained to the priest that my husband, the king, could not satisfy me. That's it. The priest will ring the bell and the people will be in line to kill the king. That much of a belief system those people had at the time, they still have it. That's where the Billy Meier have a lot of problem to go through this, break through this. It's not that possible. It's millions of years the people have developed it. It's very ironclad-like. Leaving it, I started to find answers for 4 questions. We have number of questions on earth have no answer or satisfactory answer. We picked up 4 of them. The one was God. Is there a God or no? Second one, universe. What that mean, universe? When it was started, how it was started, what is doing now, what will do later, and so on and so forth. The third one, soul. We call it a spirit. Do we have a spirit? What is the connection between the spirit and the body, and so on and so forth. And the fourth one, after death. What will happen after we die? So tricky questions, but this is the last question, most deeply studied and broadly studied item. A lot of scientific information available about this issue after death. But in early times, this information was not taken or respected. If anybody talk about it, they say during my death, the death means we are talking about this clinical death. People die for a short period of time in the hospital. Then they came back and talked stories. These stories were ignored, but not all was able to the doctors to ignore the story they are trying to tell them. So one example I can share with you. A lady, 28 years old, met with an accident and injured, and he brought to the hospital. While he was treated from the surgery room, he died. After deliberations, a lot of tries through the medical resources, the lady was brought back. After a couple of days, when he got better, he started talking. She said, I saw my wedding ring on my fingers. And he described about the finger, its color and size and all that. And another ring her father gave to her, described about that. And what happened at the surgery room? Who told what? The doctor's cloth, uniform, what color was it? Who had that? Who had bold? And everything, the instrument, the noise, what kind of noise is created and all kind of things, he told to the doctors. They couldn't believe it. They got surprised. What was it? The reason, the lady was blind from her birth. She'd never seen on earth anything until she died. All the version, everything he told was checked, checked, and checked. After checking, he found everything perfectly right. So how it was possible a person to understand or even see after death and get all those information, it's humanly not possible to memorize all the talk and words and use. She did it. There are so many hundred of this type of example have in this book. To try to get the answer, this book takes three branches of knowledge. The first one is philosophy. Philosophers who lived on earth from Greek period to Renaissance. About 27 philosophers' version who talk about these matters has been discussed in this book. And second, the religion. There are more than 4,200 religions are here on earth. I choose the first four. That means, according to the basis of the followers, the first one was Christianity. One third of the people follows it. The second one is Islam, 1/4. Third one Hinduism, 1/5. And the fourth one is Buddhism, 1/6. One question at a time, one religion. What the religion says about it. Everything recorded in this book. The third one is science. It's very important part in this book. This is a scientific book. About 250 pages are reserved for this book. It's talk about the science. Everything is scientific regulation, scientific materials, research material included. This book was selected as a best researched book by the European Tamil Research Conference in Paris. They published this in Paris in 2019. Next, I took up another research to find the human history of Earth. Who we are, where we came from. At that time, for me, only the Sumerians clay tablets were available. I studied the Sumerian clay tablets. The story of Nibiru and Anunnaki came here to Earth to find gold, and they found gold but could not unearth the gold that was available underneath the Earth about 2-3 kilometers down. Their laborers was not able to bring the gold above the earth, so they created labors for this work to bring the gold above the earth, unearth the gold. They created the Anunnaki sun, according to the Sumerian clay tablet, the EA, sometime NE, we call him. His mixing their blood with the creature, the human like creature at the time, mixing with them, they created the labors for them. That's what we are, according to the Sumerian clay tablet. At the same time, I was able to read a book written by Alex Collier. When we talk about extraterrestrial and Nibiru and all that, his Alex Collier story came up to me. He claimed to say that he was the Andromedan contactee. He was contacting people from Andromedan universe. This claim was denied by someone. That person was Billy Meier. I chased through the Billy Meier site and I was there and found huge and huge of informations. I, I was so happy. That's what I longing for, to find the truth. So I am there, still there. From the stories and the Plijaran contact report, I wrote another book, The Rases from Heaven. The story that followed the contact report of the Plijaran, Melimai's friends, 64 friends from 2 universes. This book not published for the reason my previous experience. Publishing a book is not going to pay off. I need our people have to read everything I learned from Pilimai's report. Not even you give them the book free, they are not going to read it. So I found a way to get it to the people. That was preparing a little presentations as a video and upload to the YouTube. I started this from last year on. I'm still going every month, one video per month. And some issues prepared for a couple of more videos, little 20 or 30 minutes durations. It well received by our community. All these documents are in Tamil. The Tamil is my mother tongue. So I want that my Tamil community living all over the world, about 120 million of them, have to know this. As Plijaran says, I take this, I share my experience free with this Tamil community. So far, about 8,000 views and a couple of hundred opinion comments. Almost everything except 2 comments, everything positive. Students, teachers, and even professors are showing interest on this material I uploaded. So it's going well now. Finally, I take this opportunity to thank you all. I learn a lot from you guys. I thanks Billy Meier. We are fortunate to be during his time to get to know some truth. The Billy Meier had completed successfully his mission, even though he had hundreds of problems with one hand. He accepted the low level of life killing attempt more than 2 dozens, his disabled daughter, and everything else. He's a brave person. He's completed successfully his mission and still continuing. We are so happy to hear from him. I am here. I will be here until I die, I believe. Well, next, Christian Freiner. Thank you, Christian Freiner, for your replies for my emails. I think it's 4 or 5 years ago. Every email you replied to me. Even you advised me about the Sumerian clay tablets to be a myth. Thank you for everything you offered. I honestly accept everything you told me. Catherine, the Canadian FIGU organizer, thank you for you call me every month. You send me the link for the meeting. Thank you for that. And Michael, presiding every month meeting. Thank you for that. And Campbell Foster, the reading Might of the Thought every month. Daniel, your book, and your musical and your experience you had with Billy Meier. You brought up every month. I'm a student. I'm a student for life. That's what I try to introduce myself. So my way of learning from you guys. Paul Sally, your presentation last month, and Francisco last month presentation. Again, I take this opportunity. Thank you all. Here I am going to bring this presentation to an end. So thank you and Salami.